Okay, today you're going to be learning a few more rules of exponents. We will be learning what we do when we take a power of a power, or a product of a power, and a quotient of a power. So here's the power of a power rule. If you have a to the m and you want to raise that to the nth exponent, you could multiply the exponents together. So let's look at an example of that. So let's simplify this expression. So we have 2 cubed, and we want to cube that whole quantity. So think about what is happening there. You have 2 to the third power times 2 to the third power times 2 to the third power. If you do that, you could get the same answer by multiplying the 3 times 3, or 2 to the 9th power. In this case, let's go ahead and leave our answers in exponential form. So 2 to the 9th. If we evaluated it, we would get 512. Right now we're just going to simplify using a positive exponent. Okay, x to the 4th squared. Again, that means x to the 4th times x to the 4th. So we'll get the same answer if we just take 4 times 2. X to the 8th power. If it is a power of a product, that usually means that there's a coefficient. So anything that's involved inside that parenthesis has to be raised to the nth power in this case. So 5x squared y cubed. In this case, you will take 5 cubed times x squared cubed times y cubed. So when you evaluate, 5 cubed is 125. So it's 125 x to the 6th power y cubed. For the quotient rule, the power of a quotient, same kind of a thing. This time you're going to have some kind of fraction bar, and the whole fraction will be raised to a power. You're going to apply that power to the numerator and also to the denominator. So for this example, if you have 4/7 being squared, you would take 4 squared over 7 squared. And then you can simplify or evaluate. 16 over 49. And if it is the power of a quotient rule, you know, again, if it has the power of a product, so notice in the denominator we have 3r cubed. That all has to be raised to the 4th power. So the 3 has to be raised to the 4th power, r cubed to the 4th power, and so on. So we would take and multiply the exponents for p, 2 times 4. We take 3 to the 4th and take r cubed to the 4th. And then you can evaluate and get p to the 8th power over 81 r to the 12th power. So again, if any of these would happen to be negative, you would then want to rewrite it and make sure that the exponent is positive in simplest form. And one last example. We're going to use this to apply to what we learned yesterday with the scientific notation. So if we have to take a number that's in scientific notation, we're using, it's kind of like that power of a product. So we'll have 4 1600ths cubed times 10 to the negative 4th cubed. So you can use your y to the x button on your calculator to simplify this part. And then use the power property, which would let you take negative 4 times 3 to get 10 to the negative 12th. But you should have noticed already that this first decimal part is not in the right form. It is not a decimal number between 1 and 10. Therefore, we have to move the decimal one more place, which means we are adding 1 to this exponent. So 7.1991296 times 10 to the negative 11th power, because a negative 12 plus 1 would be negative 11.